Ka! Ka! Quick! Quick! Ka! Quick! Go and have a look. Ka! Die! Die! Go! Quick! Go! Go! Die! Go! Ka! Quick! Die!
Whoa! Whoa!
How you doing?
Ah, not good. There isn't a sliver of justice in this world.
What happened to you?
To me, to us, the whole village. The soldiers have taken a dislike to us and regularly come to steal from us.
And what do you want to do about it?
What can I do against armed killers? Next time they come, I'll just keep smiling. Farewell.
Can that be right? Salvation cannot be for sale. But what do they say? Pay and you shall be forgiven. Have you stolen? Pay! Hey! Have you killed? Hey!
You have a kind master, eh, Boogie?
Huh?
Quick! Go!
Slow down, you idiot!
Whoa!
Ganz brav. Is that you? I thought I recognized you.
You look familiar too.
It's me, Odolin von Wotitz. You gave me a few groschen to help me on my way.
Ah, now I remember. You were being held hostage by the League of Lords.
That's correct.
How did you make it home?
I checked out a couple of wayside inns and got lucky. With the little money I had, I finally found a caravan. The carter didn't mind hosting a lowlife on his wagon, as long as he was getting paid for his trouble. He dropped me off a short distance from Wotitz, and I walked the rest of the way.
What brings you back to Kuttenberg? And with a retinue at that?
My father and I won't let them get away with what they did to me. Let's say we're on our way to scope out the land of some acquaintances of ours.
Well, you're gonna settle a score.
And who knows? We might just run into someone important and take him on a visit to our place. We've already fixed up a nice room with a solid lock. Would you like to see it?
No, I'd rather not.
I was just teasing. It's all set up for someone else.
I have to get going. I'm glad you're all right.
Wait a moment. You helped me, and I won't forget that. Here, take your money back, so we're even. And I have something else for you here. I think it might come in handy. A fine weapon. Dependable. It's felled a few deer in its time, and it would put a decent hole in a man too. If you ever needed to defend yourself.
My word. Thanks.
I bid you safe travels.
Same to you. Go! Ka! Go! Quick!
My God.
Let's talk about...
Well,
Do we have...
more. Aye. Pleasure doing business. Take care.
Good day to you. It's good to see you, lad. What do you need, my friend?
This could use some repairs. I'd like to discuss...
Wow. Aye, you can be... Great. Happy to be of service. Take care, sir.
Word about...
You? Aye. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
Greetings, my friend.
I need to find a Thunderstone, and I heard you might know of one.
Oh, yeah? Who told you that, then?
Some wayfarer in a tavern.
Really? Which one?
In Horshan.
There's no inn there, but the Bruthans have a farm out there, so I can guess what's going on here.
Well, I suppose you guessed right. Tomlin over Horsham way told me you pinched his Thunderstone. You and some Hensel fellow. So you better come clean before I let Tomlin beat the truth out of you.
Fuck me! So Bruthans made you his lackey? As if that stone hasn't caused enough trouble already.
Yes, I'm a lackey, as you say, and I'm not ashamed of it.
All right. I'm a stable boy myself, so basically a lackey too.
So, from one lackey to another, tell me, where's the stone?
We fucked up. And all because of that stupid stone. I wish we'd never taken it.
So Tomlin was right. It was you. Where's the stone now?
I haven't the faintest. It was all Hensel's idea, and he had it on him the whole time. And before you ask, no, Hensel's not here. Andrew is holding him captive.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm missing something here, and it's not just the stone. So tell me, what the fuck happened?
We wanted to butcher Andrew Ramhead's band of pillagers, but that's easier said than done. So Hensel got the idea that we could borrow Tomlin Bruthan's magic stone from him to help us fight them like, but Tomlin wasn't having it, so we filched it without him knowing, and then set off after those bandits. But everything went to shit. They caught Hensel and almost killed me and Stislav. So, you come a bit late for that fucking stone. Not that it brought us any luck anyway. If I were you, I'd give it up as a lost cause.
Who is this Andrew Ramhead?
A mercenary commander from King Sigismund's army. He's been ordered to guard the roads with his men. Or so he says. But apart from that, they also carry out raids, rob the people, mug merchants and steal cattle. And they make the peasants pay tribute. And of course, after our fuck-up, they've turned the screws and are demanding even more. Another reason for everyone round here to hate me.
How did your assault go?
Hensel led the way. There was him, me, and Stislav. We wore padded doublets and took hunting knives and axes. Stislav had a bow too. We got within earshot when it all went to shit. Stislav stumbled and yelped. Then they noticed us. After that, everything happened so fast. We charged at them, Hensel up front with us behind. Arrows started raining down. They all missed Hensel, but I was shot in the arm. It hurt like hell. I was screaming and scared shitless. So I took to my heels. I met back here with Stislav. They chased him, but he being so lightly dressed and them in armor, they couldn't keep up.
How many of them were there?
I'd say 5, 6.
You went up against 6 of them?
Of course not. We waited for some of them to go on patrol. That left just 3, though heavily armored they were. If we'd caught them by surprise, it might have worked.
Why did you want to kill them?
Why? To stop them doing mischief round here. We wanted to help the village. We could hide in fear and moan, or do something about it. And we also wanted to make a bit of a name for ourselves among the locals.
It was brave of you. You wanted to do the right thing. I would have done the same.
Not that it did any good, but thanks. All the folk here now take me for a fool. You're the only one to see it differently.
Where's Stislav, anyway?
I don't know. He was a bundle of nerves after what happened. Packed up and left. I've no idea where he went, and I don't blame him. I'm not exactly doing great myself. It really pissed Andrew off, and now he's even nastier to the villagers than before.
What about the Lord in these parts? I mean, there's a fortress here, so he must have plenty of men-at-arms.
Well, the Lord has decreed that no action is to be taken. He says it's better to put up with these fuckers than to flush them out, because that might raise King Sigismund's hackles and he'd only dispatch more troops. That's what I heard, anyway.
Where can I find this, Andrew?
Are you fucking with me?
No. I'm sorry about what happened to you, but I badly need to find that stone. You don't just lose something like that. And from what you said, it seems I don't have much choice.
I'm telling you, that stone's cursed. Weren't you listening to me?
Can you hear yourself? You attacked a band of hardened mercenaries. Anyone else would have paid for that with their life, but not one of you was killed. Not to mention that this Hensel, the one with the stone, wasn't hit by a single arrow. But you were.
Sakura, I never thought of it that way. You know, you might be right.
You see? Now tell me where this camp of theirs is.
You'll come across some ponds between Raborj and Bohunjovic. Near one of them, there's a fork where wayfarers sometimes camp if they're stuck for a place to stay. From that fork, follow the water downstream, and you should find the ruins of an old mill.
And that's where they're holding Hensel? The one with the stone?
Yeah, there. But if I were you, I'd stay off the path. Take the hill and nip through the woods. You'll get to some rocks overlooking the mill. You'll have a bird's-eye view of everything from there. That's the way we went too. But make sure they don't spot you. There's a good chance they've upped their guard after our attack.
Sound advice. Thanks.
Look, what's your plan anyway?
Well, I'm thinking if I can find Andrew, I'll find Hensel. And then I'll finally get to the bottom of this shit with the Thunderstone.
Just be careful, because Andrew's a cunning fucker. Look, since you're going there anyway, I know I'm not in a position to ask you for anything, but still, do you think you could rescue Hensel?
Why doesn't the local lord do it?
'Cause he doesn't give a shit, for Christ's sake. He cares nothing for the likes of us, understand? Hensel's just a stable boy who toils with his hands. No lord's going to do a deal with Andrew for him.
And how, pray, do you expect me to do that?
I don't know, just something. 'Cause if you don't, I don't know who will. Andrew's a greedy bastard. Some coin might do it. Or you could sneak in quietly and slip back out with Hensel.
How about I just kill them all?
I thought best not to suggest that. You know how we ended up. But, you know, whatever you think's best. It's just, they're pretty tough and well-armed, you know.
I'll manage somehow. But the whole thing's getting so messy, it's almost like the stone's power is interfering somehow. But if I find a way, I'll help Hensel.
Thank you so much! May all the saints be with you, and I hope you have better luck than we did.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
What do you want?
I'll have a look at your wares.
What can you do? Maybe next time.
I'm sorry. God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends.
Whoa, whoa.
Go! Die!
Easy, good horse. Whoa.
Oh, you pooch.
Go!
My God, I must be imagining things.
I want to talk to Andrew Ramhead.
All right. You'll find the commander at the entrance to the encampment. But be quick. No fooling around.
Hey, you there. This is a military encampment, not an alehouse. So you better have good reason to be here. And I'll be glad to hear it.
I came to talk to you.
Hurry up then. I haven't got all day. Welcome to my humble encampment, lad. In the name of Sigismund, by the grace of God, King of Hungary and Croatia, tell me what you're doing here and what your intentions are.
Kindly spare this man, for he's actually a noble lord. And listen carefully. I am Chenyek of Krumberg, sent by the king's army. The commanders have heard that instead of guarding the roads, you've been robbing and fleecing the local people, and they're bloody livid. So from now on, you'll follow orders or be pilloried and forfeit your pay.
Sorry, sir. It's just, we haven't been paid for a while, so we've been taking a little on the side, here and there. That was the deal, wasn't it? Live off the enemy's land?
Enough of your excuses. Your conduct has been indefensible. You will desist immediately, return what you have plundered, and hand over to me the local stable boy in your custody.
Very well, sir. As you wish. You can take the prisoner right away. He's tied up, back there, in the dilapidated hut. And please, accept this small, humble gift from me, for causing you such a journey to right our wrongs.
Hey! By all the saints, don't leave me here! Please, untie me!
Relax. I'm getting there.
Thanks.
Huh?
Thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful I am. But I'm not hanging around here any longer. Let's get out of here before those thieving bastards change their minds.
Good doggy. Good boy.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I am. all things considered. Thanks for rescuing me. You have no idea how grateful I am. God knows what they would have done to me in the end. All that aside, who are you, anyway?
Henry.
I'm Hensel, and I owe you big time, Henry. Though, in all honesty, I'm not sure why I was worth all that trouble. But grateful nonetheless.
Peter told me what happened.
Peter? Well, thank the saints for him. So he's safe and sound, is he?
In a manner of speaking. He got shot, but nothing serious.
What about Stislav?
From what I hear, Stislav made it out unscathed too. But what happened scared him so much he scarpered.
Sakra. At least he's alive. I was worried about them both. It's all my fault, you know. Oh, I dread to think what could have happened to him.
Listen, it wasn't exactly by chance that I ran into Peter either. I was looking for you in the village because of the Thunderstone you stole from Tomlin in Horsham, who, by the way, is royally fucking upset with you.
Well, I suppose I would be too if I were him. But I have to say, the whole Thunderstone idea was the stupidest I've ever had. It brought us no luck, no protection. Well, the opposite, in fact.
Let's forget that for a moment. What I really need to know is where the stone ended up.
You won't be surprised to hear. Ramed snatched it from me when I was captured. He didn't believe it had any powers, but he has a nose for money. That's all that matters to him. From what I heard, he sold it in Sukdal to some farmer's wife, I think he said, Mlada or something. Well, from the edge of the village.
Sakra. That stone really is cursed. Well, there's nothing for it. I'm off to Sukdal.
Hold your horses. That wasn't the only thing I heard. There's this pond below Raborsh, right? And on the bank, across from the village, there's a small crag. Somewhere around there, they hid some of their spoils.
Clever. Take what you can, and stash the rest for later.
I'd have helped myself to it, but think of it as my way of thanking you. I just hope they weren't making it up, and you find something there.
I'll take a look around and see. Thanks for telling me.
Well, it's the least I can do. And good luck with that bloody stone, though my advice would be to steer well clear of it.
I'm still curious about your Thunderstone story.
Well, as you wish. It's not as if I'll ever forget it, anyway.
Tell me the whole story from the beginning.
Well, it just pissed us off how Andrew was always extorting and bullying everyone. And not just us. The local lord who did nothing about it. And everybody in the village kept grumbling, but nobody took any action. I knew about Tomlin's stone, and I thought that with its help, we'd have the edge on them. That we'd help the people in the village. And make a bit of a name for ourselves around here. So when he refused to give it to us, I borrowed it from him. Well, I was thinking we'd give it back as soon as we'd sorted Andrew out. I'm serious. I swear.
And what about your expedition?
Well, first, we scouted the place on the sly, and then waited for some of his men to go out on patrol. We armed ourselves as best we could, and made our move. From the top of that rock there. We were almost there, but then Stislav stumbled or something. Made a ruckus, and they spotted us. After that, everything happened so fast. I hollered and lunged at them. Peter was yelling something, so I thought he was behind me. All these shots were whizzing past as I charged at them, but nothing hit me. Well, then I got stuck in. They outnumbered us. In the end, I took a blow to the head. That was pretty much it for me.
What happened after you were captured?
I was scared, shitless. I thought they were going to kill me. One of them suggested just leaving me tied up in the woods or drowning me. But thankfully, Andrew disagreed. So they held me prisoner. I don't even know why.
And this Andrew and his soldiers, what were they doing here?
Andrew Ramed, they called him. He had this handsome hammer, shaped like a ram it was. And that's what they say he named himself after. Their orders were to keep watch out here. They had their own ideas of what that meant. They fleeced wayfarers, merchants, locals, wherever they could. No one was safe. They often grumbled that the army wasn't paying them properly. But if you ask me, they more than made up for it on the side. They even took someone's cow.
What are you going to do now?
Oh, I don't know. Same as before, I suppose. There's nothing to keep us here, but I can see Peter and me staying another summer. Perhaps longer. I mean, It's nice here, and the village is protected by a strong fortress. It's a good place, if you ask me. You never know. I might find myself a piece of land, or marry into some.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
God!
Whoa, whoa.
Ka! Ka! Ka!
Whoa.
Go! Quick! Ja! Ja!
Hey, wait there. You have a long road ahead of you. You and I roll some dice.
God be with you.
You have a kind master, eh, Matt?
Why's a scholar like yourself trudging to hell and back?
Because it would be hypocritical of me not to set foot outside the university's confines, especially now. Homo sumet inter homines vivo.
I spent some time in a monastery. I know homo means man, but that's about it.
One must accept one's role in this world, and not everyone is privileged to be educated.
I? But when lords fight, it's the ordinary folks that suffer. They're unhappy with the war.
They must have faith in divine law and the Holy Church, and must not succumb to any charlatanism which only leads them astray. In fact, this is why I must now travel to Prague, where a truly arduous challenge awaits me.
What? There's fighting in Prague?
Fierce fighting ad nauseum, but probably not like you think, young man.
So I'm to understand that Prague has finally stood up to Sigismund?
No, not that. Our university is waging a much more important war. Ours is a battle for divine truth, lad. Hoc illud est quod est.
Are you from Prague?
I am Andreas de Broda, theological doctor at the University of Prague, young man.
So you must know... what's his name? Jan Hus, right?
God in heaven! How that damn Wycliffeite has made a name for himself. Yet his sermons, railing against a corrupt church, are but a barrage of deaf manipulations for simpletons.
Do you really think so, Master?
But we shall put an end to his nonsense before long.
I thought Jan Hus was preaching righteously against the corruption of the church.
How could a boy like you possibly know of any wickedness within the church? Do you know your Bible? Who are you to tell me where God's truth lies? Temeritas est damnare, quod nonetius.
I once stood in for a drunk parish priest.
Lord, why do you punish us so? What sinner was that?
A friend.
No great loss.
A good man. I wouldn't want to harm him.
Well, to each his own. It's not for the Emperor to command the Church, nor for the common folk to interpret the Bible as they please. But this Hus will get his comeuppance. You'll see.
It'd be worse if you'd had 3 once.
Thank you for enlightening me. I bid you a safe journey, Master Andreas.
Est rerum omnium magister usus, ut in omnibus glorificeta Deus. May God guide your steps.
God! God! Quick! Quick! God! 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 Go! Quick!
Nothing to your likings.
Well, this one's gonna need some more work. This is almost done. It's already cooled down.
Greetings to you.
Good evening. What do you need?
What goes on in the forest, Huntsman?
There are poachers prowling in the woods, a band led by this ginger-headed Mach of Marshowitz. They've been causing trouble for quite some time, but now they've really overdone it.
What happened?
They killed a rare white roebuck that lived in our woods. Killed and skinned it. Sir Peter of Pisek put a bounty on their heads. The bounty's yours if you help me track them down.
I must say, I've never seen a white roebuck before.
It's an exceedingly rare animal. It was beautiful. Its hide was white as snow. Sir Peter forbade hunting it, but I wouldn't have even if I could. Killing an animal like that is bad luck.
Do you know any more about these poachers?
They're led by some fella called Mach of Marshowitz, and they fancy themselves some kind of a brotherhood. From what I've heard, they showed up in the village below the castle a couple of times trying to sell venison. The guards always sent them packing. Our knacker, Wolfram, was the only one who talked to them.
That knacker, Wolfram, do you think he had anything to do with the dead roebuck and the poachers?
Oh, he has a dishonourable profession, true enough, and he sells hides and meat wherever he can. But having the gall to work with poachers? I don't think so. He's on thin enough ice as it is, being a knacker and all. If his lordship found out he had anything to do with it, he'd have him hanged. But he might know something about that band.
All right, Huntsman. I'll try to track the poachers down. Maybe they haven't sold the hide yet, and I'll be able to find it.
Excellent. And if you mete out capital punishment on the spot, all the better. Every member of that band carries a squirrel tail on them. Probably a badge of their hunting prowess. Bring them to me as evidence.
Where should I look for these poachers?
Ah, that's the hard part. I'm sure they have a hideout in the woods around here, but you'll have to track them down yourself. If you don't know what to do, you can try to get something out of the knacker.
Thanks for the advice.
Quick!
Whoa.
criminal and a swindler. Gather round. Come and see. This fella bought 3 pigs from his neighbour, insisting he would pay on St. Gallus's
Not
day.
your day,
but
eh?
St. Gallus's came and went, and this swine still refused to pay. So his neighbour went to the court, which decided that the pigs should be returned
he
to their
do?
original owner.
Nothing.
But in
Really?
the meantime,
Were you
this swindler and
expecting a
trickster
different
have
answer?
slaughtered them and sold
it
them
going?
into wagoners and wayfarers.
I expect that's not very
Needless to
comfortable
say,
on your back.
It's left his good
Fuck my
neighbour out of pocket.
I can hardly
So be
feel it
careful
anymore.
who you buy from,
But
and avoid
recently,
dealing with
some
dishonest
joker
types
passed
who
by
are no
and put a
better
dead
than
fish in my
criminals.
breeches.
For the crimes of theft and
What if I
fraud,
freed you?
this man will be
I'd
thrashed
starper,
with a
obviously,
cane,
so
and will
you don't
forfeit
end up
all
here
his
too.
property. This will mean his good neighbour can be paid what he did.
Good evening to you.
I heard you bought a Thunderstone from Andrew Ramhead. Is that so?
Well, it is. What's it to you?
Andrew Ramhead took it from Hensel from Rabors, who in turn stole it from Tomlin Brookhans down Horshan way.
And? I don't know those people. Even if it's true, I knew nothing about it. I bought the stone fair and square, and for good money. My husband's gravely ill and nothing's helping. The stone is to heal him.
And what ails your husband?
Peter went to lie down one afternoon and he hasn't budged since. He's not eating, and he's barely talking to anyone. What's worse, soon after he took ill, a Minerva owl perched on the roof one evening.
A Minerva owl? I assume that doesn't bode well, does it?
No, not at all. An owl on your roof means death is closing in. That's why I need the stone. If it weren't for the stone, I'm sure Peter would be gone by now.
So am I to understand that if your husband heals, you won't need the stone?
Well, a stone like this is a precious thing. It can still protect us from all manner of misfortune.
But you bought it to save your husband.
That may be, but I'll not be wanting to lose that stone.
How about this? I'll try to help your husband, and if I succeed, you'll gift me the stone.
Why would I do that? The stone is bound to help him.
What if the power of the stone brought me here to help your husband?
I hadn't thought of it like that.
So, how about we make a deal?
All right, but only if you help him.
Of course. I'll take a look at him and see what I can do.
And please hurry. With that owl and everything, I'm quite sure the Reaper's nearby. You'll find Peter in his room.
All right. I'll take a look at him and see if there's anything I can do. It's usually a good idea to speak to others who are close to the sufferer. That may be able to explain a few things, especially if the patient himself isn't very communicative.
Aha. I see you really have done this before. I'm starting to believe that stone really did draw you here. So, ask around on the farm if you need to. We'll all be at your service.
Perfect. I'll get on with it. And I'd better check the whole room, just in case.
Do whatever it takes to help Peter.
Can you think of something that might help me heal him? Anything?
I can't. I'm desperate myself. I've tried just about everything. Peter is just an ordinary cooper. We've lived here for years. We go to church. My husband doesn't travel outside the village often. This last time he had some business in Pechgau, near Kolin, but he came back empty-handed, breathless and confused. He was fumbling around here for a few days, not doing his job, just spending time in his workshop. Lord knows what he was doing in there. Then he went to bed, and since then, he's just been lying there. He doesn't eat. Not even the potions are helping. He doesn't sleep a wink at night. At least, I don't think he does. If I stopped sleeping too, our homestead would fall apart.
I'll ask him why he can't sleep. What's tormenting him?
Try that. He won't speak to me about anything. It's as if he was keeping secrets from me. Or Maybe just protecting me from something. See you soon, my friend.
Peter, my name is Henry. I'm here to help you.
Another poor bloke that's to deal with me? As if Marder didn't have enough on her plate already.
I'll try to figure out what's wrong with you.
Hmm?
Don't be alarmed. I need to take a closer look. Let's see. No swelling. No cancer on the skin. Does this hurt?
Nothing hurts.
Your palms are cold. Your muscles are tense. And your heart's pounding so hard you could hear it all the way to Prague. You seem like you're ready to fight. Or flee.
They're getting close now.
Who is?
The soldiers. Sigismund's men.
Well, physically, you seem fine, Peter. It's strange.
I'm a weakling. A weakling.
What are your nights like? Mladder said you don't sleep much.
I just stare at the wall. I try to sleep during the day, but it's not much better.
Well, it's certainly no fever or pain that's ailing you. I assume it's dark thoughts that keep you up at night.
I can't fall asleep. Because of all the noblemen who keep coming to Lord Pisek's fortress, I'm always hearing hoofbeats. And they startle me.
So Lord Pisek likes to host nobles at his fortress? What's so unusual about that?
And what do you think they're doing here, eh? Preparing for war. That's what.
If Lord Pisek was about to go to war, he'd be gathering a lot more men here than a couple of nobles.
Folk ought to be scared to leave the village. Mezoles is gone. And when I saw Abatovitz, Suchtol is next. I'm sure of it.
I'll examine you. Just by eye. Pale skin. Dark circles under the eyes. A downcast expression on the face. I don't see any bruises. A few calluses and cuts on the hands. Nothing unusual for a craftsman after a hard day in the workshop.
I told you. I'm not in any pain. Just let me lie here.
Irritability. No foul odor. Bodily humors aren't leaking. And you aren't bleeding.
But I will, when Sigismund's horde gets here.
Why would Sigismund attack Suchtol?
He does as he pleases. You have no idea how many villages he's plundered already.
I reckon attacking a village protected by a fortress is the last thing Sigismund would want to do now.
The fortress is what's bothering him. That's why he'll destroy it. And us with it.
I don't know about that. What am I going to do with you, Peter? There's nothing wrong with you physically, so it must be an ailment of the soul. The chamomile decoctions will help calm your mind, but you'll have to change your diet as well, so you don't just drink potions. And last but not least, some words of encouragement wouldn't be amiss. You'll be back on your feet in no time. I'll get things ready and be back soon. I examined Peter. His body is fine, but he's plagued by a crippling restlessness of soul.
What are we going to do about it? How do you heal the soul? A cold compress? Prayer?
Prayer certainly won't hurt, but don't worry. There are several things that could help Peter. Making the chamomile decoction is important. It's made of wine, chamomile, and sage. You boil them briefly together and strain it. It's not hard, and even if you don't do it exactly right, it'll still help Peter.
Would you bring him some, before I learn to brew it?
I'll get everything. Just keep at it, and don't give up.
Very well, but hurry. I'm worried about what's going on in his head, and that he'll do something to himself the Lord can never forgive. See you soon, my friend.
They're coming. They're close now.
Peter, let's talk about how we can help you. I have some suggestions for treatment.
I'm listening.
You should drink the chamomile decoction.
Great. Another potion.
This one will help you sleep. Once your body gets used to sleeping at night and staying awake during the day, you'll feel much better. You'll see. Proper sleep will chase away the gloom. And if restlessness tries to take hold of you again, your body will have the strength to fight it. Every morning you'll be stronger and stronger until you're able to work again.
We'll see about that.
Listen, Peter. I know you're worried about the army that's set up camp over the hill. That's why I'd like to tell you something from the heart. If you're scared of Sigismund's soldiers, trust me when I tell you. When you're caught between a rock and a hard place, there's no shame in running. It doesn't make you a coward. On the contrary, you're smart enough to realize there's nothing you can do. You can always come back later when you have the advantage and deal a bigger blow to the enemy.
I just want Bladder to be safe.
Then keep reminding yourself of that. Look at me, a blacksmith's son. Why do you think I am who I am now? Because I realized I'd be of no help to my friends and family if I die for some foolish sense of honor.
You're right. I can't leave Bladder in this alone.
Don't be afraid to see the bigger picture. Even of the things you're worried about right now. You need to start eating again, even if you don't have an appetite. First, ask Mladder to get you some honey and add it to your gruel.
You think some honey is gonna save me?
It'll give you stamina without irritating your stomach, first of all. But you have to admit Mother Nature has it well thought out. Where bloodwort helps with bleeding and feverfew with fevers, honey coats your humours so that they can't get out of balance so easily. Any melancholia wanting to take hold of you would have to make its way through thick honey. So it could hardly get from your stomach to your head. And soon you'll be as busy as a bee again, and getting on swimmingly. Which brings me to my next piece of advice. Start eating fish more regularly. Some nice fatty ones, ideally. Fat in the belly will surely stop gloom from getting through. Same as with the honey.
I suppose that makes sense.
A bit of prayer won't hurt. Lord, have mercy on Peter here, and lift from him the weight of his affliction. For you have laid upon him this affliction to try him. And you see that Peter, O Lord, endures your trial patiently and without contradiction. Unless you, O Lord, relieve Peter of his illness, no physician in the world can. I beg of you, O Lord, heal his soul and let his body once again find its lost balance. Amen.
Amen.
Well then, I've tried my best, and I hope it's helped at least a little. I'll come back in a few days and see how you and Mladder are doing. I examined Peter, found out what I could, and tried to cure him. I'll come back to see you in a few days. Until then, it's hard to say how things will turn out.
Thank you. I'll pray for you and for Peter's recovery.
Besides praying, Don't forget about the chamomile decoctions.
I won't. Thank you very much, Henry. I hope things turn out all right. Take care. It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Good evening. What do you need?
Can I spend the night here? I'll pay you well, if you let me spend the night here every now and then.
You can sleep on the hay, but it won't be for free.
Let's agree on a price. Do we have a deal?
That's... Thanks. Feel free to lie down on the hay, but I don't want to see you in the house.
It was good to see you, my friend.
God be with you. Take care.
Take care. Best of luck.
Ah, what a shame. But I warned you, there was no point hiding your cows from the army in the forest.
Better for a wolf to take a few of them than for the soldiers to take all of them.
What do you need, my friend?
I see you're faring well. You have quite a large tavern, almost like a traveller's inn.
Thanks. I'm glad you like it here. But I have to ask you, young man, do you drink?
Of course I like to drink. Drinking reasonably can do no harm.
Exactly. Drinking in small sips isn't harmful, no matter the amount. And what's your favourite, eh? What do you drink the most?
I like good wine most of all. A sweet Hungarian is the best.
Now. Why bother with that shit? Everyone who drinks in my place knows spirits are the best. Other drinks just make you dizzy and drive away sadness. But spirits, they heal you. And pretty much everybody will confirm this. Even our priest and Uncle Holba. And they're considered to be the greatest connoisseurs far and wide.
What do you make the spirits from?
I'll tell you. From everything that grows.
So even from mushrooms in the forest?
What now, lad? Do you know I've never thought of that before? Do you really think it would work?
I don't know. I'm no expert. It was just an idea.
Wait, but what an idea! I mostly distill fruit, and I've tried grain and flowers, but not mushrooms yet. Now why didn't I ever think of that? I'll have to talk to Uncle Holba about this.
Who is this Uncle Holba you keep speaking so highly of?
He's an old fruit grower and a good friend of mine. He once wanted to be a miller, but his mill burnt down to the ground. So he started growing everything under the sun. And today he gives me the fruit to make my spirits from. His son has already taken over the trade. But old Holba is still a highly respected person around here. He's known lots of the trees in the area, since they were but a pit, an acorn or a beech nut. And today they cast a shadow that can cover a carriage with the horses.
I reckon you have a secret recipe to make the best spirits, eh?
You'd better believe I do. And it's a drink that will seriously even wake up a dead man. I call it my warming balm. And people come here from far away for it. And many carters from Prague even stop by.
And what is it?
Well, that's a secret. But if you don't watch out, it'll make you feel so confused you won't know which way's up for 2 days. But if you know how to drink it, it'll warm you through, expel all the diseases out of your body, and you'll be as good as new again. Only I know this recipe. And if I can't find anyone to give this tavern to, I'll take it to the grave with me.
Why not? So what if you sold me the whole tavern?
First of all, with all due respect, you don't seem like you'd have enough money. And even if you did, I'm not ready to be put out to pasture yet. No way. This tavern is my life. I got my start here, and here's where I'll die. And when they carry me down to the cemetery, then I won't have a care in the world. I just hope they'll give me a demijohn of spirits for my journey, so I'll have something to drink up there.
I'll buy that recipe from you. What'd you say?
Ha ha! Not even for 1,000 piles of groschen. Warming balm, that's my pride and joy. The sun will rise in the west and sparrows will start flying backwards before I tell you that.
Would you teach me how to make spirits?
If you're really interested, then I'm glad and I can show you a thing or two. But if you think I'll teach you how to distill warming balm, then you're crazy. I wouldn't give up that recipe even if the lords were stretching me on the rack.
Hey, innkeeper, that beer.
I need to stock up on supplies. Where would I find some merchants?
Well, lad, there's nothing but farmers here. Merchants only stop by once in a while. You have to go somewhere else to trade. But if you want to buy food, I'm at your service. Or you can go and see young Holba, who lives in the village green and grows fruit and vegetables. Oh, and if you need to repair something, there is a smithy right across from him.
I need new clothes and shoes. Do you know of anyone?
The nearest tailor can be found in Miskovitz. That's the village through the forest here, halfway to Kuttenberg. And for new shoes, it's always best to go to the city.
That local blacksmith probably doesn't make armor, does he?
Nah, he certainly doesn't. He can fix pretty much anything, but otherwise he only makes tools and horseshoes. On the contrary, you can find the best smithies in the city. They flutter around the mines like flies and shit.
Where can I find a horse trader here?
Unfortunately, here in the village they only raise horses for the harness. But Hannah in Grund has nice riding horses. It's best if you go on the main road to Miskovitz, and then north through Horshan. You can't miss it. There are all these old mine shafts all over the place.
Where can I find a miller?
Not here. But down in Verklitz there are a few mills. Farmers from all over the area bring their grain there. It's quite a long way. You have to go through Bisoka and then Mesolas, which was recently burned down by Sigismund's wicked men.
What's going on around here?
Nothing much. We've suffered enough. And
Where can I spend the night?
there's a room you can use back behind the tavern, next to the chicken coop.
I'd like to learn something.
What do you want to know?
I'll have a look at the wares.
Take care then. Thanks for nothing.
Greetings. What do you need?
God bless you.
Huh?
What was that sound?
What?
All right. What was that?
He says it's all right.
So
I'll be
it's
happy
you.
to help you, friend.
Uh-huh.
Careful.
I apologize.
Don't you dare piss on something.
God grant you health.
It's a strange war.
Whoa! Whoa!
You can rest when it's all done.
If I live to see it.
Honest work never killed anyone. And don't you forget it.
What?
Hmm?
You've no business here.
What's that?
That's right.
Phew, it's just you. God be with you.
Greetings to you, sir.
Greetings.
Go! Quick!
Whoa! Whoa!
Good to see you.
Tell me then.
I tell you, and you dob me in.
Are you crazy? Why would I dob you in?
Look, just drop it, will you? Gossiping about it won't do anyone any good.
You think I'll blurt it out to the first person I meet?
Guten Abend. Wie kann ich dir helfen?
I'd like to learn something.
What are you interested in?
I'd like to improve my swordplay.
Fine, but it'll take some time.
God be with you.
How's it going, Captain?
Sehr interessant. I thought you were...
What of it?
Zum Glück nicht. If you're looking for einen Fuschen, try your luck out.
I'd like to learn a new combat technique.
Lass den Unsinn. Come some other time when it's light.
Greetings.
You shouldn't be walking around without a light.
Go!
What's up? Why don't you go home?
Careful.
Greetings.
Where can I...
There's a room you can use back...
What's the hold-up, innkeeper?
Wait. Is there something you need? Are you waiting for the sun to come up?